Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Ridge saves Brooke from drowning as Taylor's worst fears come true. Ridge Forrester dramatically rescues Brooke Logan from drowning in Italian waters. This life-threatening moment causes Ridge to confront his genuine sentiments, potentially jeopardizing his engagement to Taylor Hayes. Ridge's heroic dive changes everything as Brooke's life hangs in the balance. The Italian shoreline just became the background for the most critical moment in bold and beautiful history. Just as Taylor Hayes believed she had Ridge Forrester tied down with an engagement ring and wedding plans, fate had other ideas. The epic rescue happening in the waters near Naples is about to shatter everything Taylor assumed was secure and send shockwaves across Los Angeles that will be felt for months to come. The life or death moment that changes everything. Picture this: Brooke Logan standing on the Italian cliffs, the Mediterranean breeze in her hair, when suddenly the ground beneath her feet crumbles. In a heart-stopping instant, she's tumbling toward the churning waters below. And Ridge? He doesn't think. He doesn't hesitate. He dives. This isn't just any rescue attempt. This is a man face his destiny in the most dramatic way conceivable. As Ridge battles the seas to reach Brooke, fighting against time and nature itself, something essential shifts. In those horrific moments where Brooke's life hangs by a thread, Ridge experiences the kind of clarity that only comes when you're confronted with losing someone forever. Nick Marone watches from the sidelines, and isn't it just perfect? The guy who once gave Brooke a new future, a secure alternative to the Ridge roller coaster, is forced to witness his opponent become the hero. Talk about salt in the wound. Nick's presence simply increases the drama, because his failure to be the one saving Brooke speaks volumes about where this story is headed. Taylor's worst nightmare becomes reality. Here's what makes this betrayal even more devastating. Just weeks before, during Liam Spencer's life-threatening situation, Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor made a promise of unity. They agreed to support each other, to set aside their differences for the sake of their families. That commitment is going to be shattered into a million pieces. Taylor pressed Ridge to finalize their wedding preparations before the Italy vacation. She sensed danger in him visiting to such a beautiful area with Brooke. Her instincts were right, but not in the way she envisioned. She prepared for seduction, for stolen moments under the Italian sky. She didn't ready for this. As Ridge takes Brooke from the water, cradling her in his arms, the sight in his eyes conveys the full story. This isn't only worry for an ex-wife or the mother of his child. This is raw, primordial fear at the possibility of losing his soulmate. This is a man who finally understands what destiny actually means. The moment fans have been waiting decades for. Let's be real here. Ridge Forrester has spent the better part of 38 years waffling between Brooke and Taylor, back and forth, round and round, until viewers were ready to throw their remotes at the TV. But there's something about a near-death experience that cuts through all the BS. When you're seeing someone you love slip away, when you're swimming into perilous waters without a second thought, when your sole concentration is saving them, that's when the truth becomes crystal plain. No more confusion, no more divided loyalties, just plain, indisputable truth. Bradley Bell himself verified it. This event in Italy will help Ridge finally realize that the true love of his life is Brooke. Those aren't maybes or possibilities. That's the chief writer informing us exactly where this is headed. After the rescue, Brooke and Ridge will love each other forever. Forever. Not till the next catastrophe. Not until Taylor returns from another presumed death. Forever. What this means for everyone back in Los Angeles. The ripple consequences of this Italian drama are likely to be incredibly catastrophic. Steffi Forrester is going to lose her sanity. Her mother's engagement shattered by her father's reluctance to let go of his Logan. The fight between Steffi and Hope Logan is about to reach nuclear heights. Thomas Forrester will definitely consider this as the ultimate betrayal of their family. Expect him to spiral in spectacular fashion. Hope, fresh off her own romantic turmoil with Carter Walton, might think this provides her ammunition in her ongoing clashes with Steffi. After all, if Ridge can't keep away from Brooke, maybe the Forresters should stop acting so high and mighty about the Logans. And what about Nick Marone? He came back to provide Brooke a getaway from the Ridge turmoil. Instead, he's watching the exact opposite. Ridge practically risking his life to save her. That's got to sting. The eternal triangle finally has its answer. After 38 years of back and forth, of broken promises and shattered hopes, of two wonderful women competing for one indecisive guy, we now have our answer. The Italian seas had wiped away all uncertainty. Taylor deserves better than being someone's second choice. She deserves a man who doesn't need to almost lose someone else to remember he's engaged. But that's not what she's getting. What she's getting is a front row seat to her own misery. Brooke had felt in her destiny with Ridge since she first saw him at that Forrester party in 1987. Through 8 marriages, innumerable breakups, and enough turmoil to fill several lifetimes, she never stopped believing. Turns out she was right all along. Will this reunion last? Will external forces tear them apart again? Those are questions for another day. Right now, all that matters is this. When Brooke's life was on the line, Ridge didn't hesitate. He dived into those waters, knowing he might not make it back, since a life without Brooke wasn't worth living. If that's not destiny, what is? Ridge rescues True Love Brooke in Italy. The bold and the beautiful teasers for the next 2 weeks, July 21st to August 1st, predict that Ridge Forrester will rescue his true love, Brooke Logan, in Italy. Liam Spencer's twist will also become evident while Ivy Forrester reminisces. So let's speak about what's ahead on B&B. During the week of July 21st to 25th, Sheila Sharp will drop by the Spencer mansion, where she'll awkwardly connect with Liam and Steffi Forrester. Steffi might never entirely move past the horror Sheila's done, but she may offer a sense of thanks since Sheila tried to save her from Luna Nozawa. Liam did most of the effort to bring Luna down in the end, but Sheila did take a bullet to the foot while trying to save Steffi. Sheila will joke around about losing another toe and let Liam know she's happy he saved Steffi's life. As for Luna, it looks like fans are on the verge of getting a better explanation regarding what truly happened to her. Lee Finnegan most certainly sneaked Luna out of the hospital, just like she did with John Finnegan once upon a time. At some time, Luna may wake up at a secret location and find that Lee has faked her death. Lee couldn't bear to send Luna back to prison when she blames Poppy Nozawa for destroying her daughter's life and never giving her a meaningful shot to achieve. B&B viewers will also see some scenes with Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer, so they may get a kid-friendly version of Liam's medical narrative and discover he's going to be just fine thanks to surgery. Of course, the procedure seemed artificial, like Grace and her colleague were just going through the motions to rip $1 million out of Bill Spencer. Finn will take a deeper look at this entire case and may eventually figure out Grace fabricated Liam's tumor when he was taken in for a brain bleed. Over with Ivy. She'll take a walk down memory lane. Ivy will find herself reflecting about her history with Liam, and now that we know he still has a future, maybe it may include an Ivy reunion. The week of July 28th to August 1st will kick off several location shoot episodes in Naples and Capri. Look for Brooke to have a good day visiting some Italy sites with Nick Marone. He'll even have an engagement ring box at one point. However, Ridge will find himself unable to resist his magnetic pull to Brooke, who'll need his rescue when calamity strikes. It looks like Ridge will come to Brooke's rescue after she falls into the water somewhere. Thus that'll lead to his genuine love epiphany. Liam might never had a brain tumor to begin with. The bold and the beautiful spoilers imply Liam Spencer might not have had a brain tumor to even begin with. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. Liam might never had a brain tumor to begin with. Apparently, there's suspicion claiming that Liam's brain cancer might be a bogus diagnosis. And that wouldn't surprise anyone, seeing how he hasn't received any radiation or chemotherapy. Not only that, but it seemed like he was just a touch dizzy and fell before he was diagnosed with his tumor and given medication to take. Some have suggested that Dr. Grace Buckingham might have made him more unwell than he was, simply so she can obtain her payout from Bill Spencer. As our readers may understand, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the topic. Some have even remarked with, "Is it possible he doesn't really have a brain tumor, but something far less lethal?" Maybe Dr. Buckingham made him look significantly sicker, with the goal of obtaining money from Bill. This is all just so convenient, and her colleague is immediately accessible. But not doing brain surgery in a hospital is more than a bit shady. What's next for Liam Spencer? Another critic said, "I think that the only part of his sickness that was fabricated was the tumor. He really did have a brain bleed that resulted in him falling and hitting his head after he and Bill got into their argument. But then when Liam was brought to Grace as a patient, she got the idea in her head to use this as a way to scam him and his family out of money." And then there was this comment as well. "We know she is having some weird family issues, and it looks like from the previews that she is going to get money from Bill. I was just assuming that she would lie about being able to save him, but the concept that this has been a protracted scam is amazing." The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Liam might never had a brain tumor to begin with. This would explain why she is so upset about him not wanting to take more treatment. The medications are certainly causing his symptoms, and also would provide a reason why he isn't dead yet. Of course, B&B fans will just have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. Did Lee ever finish Luna's surgery? The bold and the beautiful spoilers claim that at this moment, everyone seems to agree. Luna is not dead just yet. Did Lee ever finish Lou's surgery? In fact, some even think that her Aunt Lee might be the person who's hiding her in order to give her a new start in life. Clearly, her aunt still loves her. But we are talking about Luna here. She already killed 2 people, shot her own grandmother Sheila, and tried to kill Liam Spencer as well. But here's the thing. How is everyone going to respond when they find out that Luna isn't actually dead? And what will happen to Lee and her medical license? What's more, the current plotline kind of leaves Remy to a dead end. If Luna is dead, where does his character go? Of course, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about this plot, and a lot of it certainly wasn't positive. Some fans and critics of the show even remarked with, "Obviously Luna isn't dead. We haven't even seen the body. We didn't see Lee finish her surgery. When will Luna reappear again?" The way Lee is suddenly defending Luna after she basically refused to acknowledge her existence for the majority of her time on the show. She's obviously keeping her alive like she kept Finn alive. Another critic said, "Is this going to be a repeat of the whole Finn presumed dead storyline where Sheila finds out and then fights with Lee and runs her off the road again?" Yawn. And then there was this comment as well. "I imagine they would not let Luna go. She has been the golden goose as of late in terms of a character that people are interested in." The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Did Lee ever finish Luna's surgery? And with her Emmy nom, I would think they would want to do what they need to do to hang on to her on the show. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. For now, shoot us a message with your ideas in our comments box below. And as always, come back right here for all the latest news and updates on your favorite royals, along with spoilers from Beyond the Gates, The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives. Ivy returns for Liam's new beginning. Will exes finally reunite? The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Ivy Forrester will be back as Liam Spencer starts anew. Will these 2 former lovers get back together? Ashley Brewer will be back as Ivy Forrester for some new B&B scenes the week of July 21st to 15th. It'd be good if Ivy could reach out to Liam and check on him now that he's on the mend. Liam and Ivy used to be in a relationship, hence they still have a connection. There was a time when Ivy was trying to gain Liam back by hurling herself at him. Now that Liam survived a gunshot wound and supposedly undergone an experimental surgery, He's got another chance at life. It's improbable that Liam ever had a brain tumor at all, since everything points to a fraud, but he undoubtedly thought he was going to die. Since Liam now knows he's going to live, that could change his way of thinking. Liam might want to be a little bolder when it comes to taking risks and making the most of what life has to offer. Liam's top focus will be spending time with his daughters and building memories he thought he would never get to make. Liam will be glad to know that he will still be there to raise Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer. However, Liam might want to make room for some love in his world, too. Liam doesn't have to stay single forever, so maybe his survival will spark a long-awaited reunion. Steffi Forrester is pleased with John Finnegan, while Hope Logan is fine with Carter Walton, at least for now. Since Liam's other exes are taken, could he focus on Ivy and enjoy a fresh start with her? It'd be a good change of pace and might maybe lay the mood for some jealousy, especially on Hope's end. Part of Hope may still want to be with Liam deep down, so we'll bring you updates on her conflicting feelings and any complicated news that might be looming. Hope Logan realizes Liam Spencer is her true love. The bold and the beautiful spoilers foresee some major relationship shakeups in the next month on the CBS soap. Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is expected to be preparing her wedding to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, but she's been distracted by Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton present circumstance. Is Hope starting to grow cold feet? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next week on Bold and Beautiful. A Lope reunion could happen. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer went their separate ways a couple years ago. Before Liam received his tumor diagnosis, he was asking Hope to give him another chance. But she opted to be with Carter Walton and take over Forrester Creations instead. Fast forward to now, Liam's life is hanging on by a thread on the Bold and the Beautiful, and Hope is starting to muse about what may have been. Seeing your ex-husband struggle for his life against cancer and getting shot can make you reevaluate your relationship status. Carter Walton can't compete with a dying man that just took a bullet. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, will devote herself to playing nurse to her ex-husband, and it will only make Hope want to be with Liam more. Once the dust settles following the major gunfight with Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, BNB spoilers reveal Carter will want to go back to wedding plans. Hope will start dragging her feet when it comes to selecting a date, and it will be clear that she is having second thoughts. Hope Logan's feelings change. Did Liam getting shot alter Hope's sentiments over Carter? Sometimes we have to be reminded of what we're missing out on. Does Hope want Liam back? Are you holding out hope for a Lope reunion? Grace disappears after Liam's tumor miracle, hides out with Luna.